Hello everyone. I hope you are all safe in this global crisis. And on behalf of Karma Foundation and Ahmedabad Book Club, Vivek Vijayan, welcome you all. So today we have with us a founder of Indian Film Project, which is largest like fest, Ritam Bhatnagar and Dr. Ashit Shah. Hello everyone. I hope you are all safe in this founder of international award-winning Equinox House of Art Design Films. We'll be in conversation with him. So before we start the session, I would like to give a brief introduction. Which is largest of like fest, Ritam Bhatnagar.
या एक सेकंड आ रहा हूँ.
वॉल्यूम बढ़ा.
Hello. I request you all to mute to keep your video on mute so that there's no disturbance. So let's proceed. So Dr. Ashit Shah is an alumnus of University of Southern California, USA, and the Silicon Valley veteran came back to his home country after working with Adobe System and eBay with a zest to create, and he created Equinox. Dr. Shah has always liked leading from the front. He has come a long way leading as secretary in school and vice president at USC graduate organization for chairman. With Adobe System with a zest to create, and Dr. Shah has always liked leading from the front. He has come a long way and he is also awarded by Divya Bhaskar as the Young Turk of Gujarat for the business ideas and being an inspiration for the new age. Also awarded by Times of India as Icon of Gujarat. A very welcome to you, sir. And now I kindly request Dr. Ashish Shah to moderate the further session. Over to you, sir. Yes, also awarded.
Okay, thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Karma Foundation and APC for having me here. Can I have a kind request to every participant to please mute your audio, because otherwise we'll have a lot of disturbance all throughout. So kind request to every participant to please mute your audio. All right. So again, thank you ABC for having me here, and welcome everyone participating today in the session with Ritam, the founder of Asia's biggest content film festival, India Film Project. I'm very glad and have personally witnessed and participated in this amazing journey of IFP, which started out as actually Ahmedabad Film Project in 2011. Now in 2020, it's become an incredible platform for all aspiring filmmakers around the world. My friend Ritam was all of 21 years of age when he actually founded IFP, India Film Project, from his hostel room. Um IFP, as it's fondly called by all of its fans, started out as a 50-hour filmmaking challenge with 600 participants in 2011, and has went on to become the world's largest filmmaking challenge with 600 participants in 2011 to now 36,000 participants in 2019. Some of the popular attendees at IFP include very famous actors like Ayushmann Khurrana, Vicky Kaushal, Rajkumar Rao, Kartik Aryan, Neha Dupia, Dia Mirza, Swara Bhaskar, and many, many more. Many, many more. Even book authors like Devdutt Patnaik, Ashwin Sanghi, Harinder Sikka, Ravinder Singh are also regulars at IFP. IFP, in addition to the film fest, it also works very closely with its community in creating over 5,000 minutes of branded content each year for brands like Unilever, uh, P&G, Procter & Gamble, Nissan, Star Network, Flipkart, and many, many more. Is credited being a producer who turned the fortunes of Gujarati film industry, bringing popular cinema to multiplexes, and that too at a very tender age of only 22. Featured by Forbes recently, Ritam has been a TEDx speaker as well as a guest speaker at various forums about different aspects of content, events, startups, as well as at many management colleges on talks regarding marketing, films, and entrepreneurship. He is also a mentor and consultant for a few media startups and has been a columnist at DNA. He has been a World Economic Forum's chosen global shaper in the past. So I heartily welcome you, Ritam, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Asit. Thank you so much.
So
I'm pretty excited to speak to so many people, especially who associate themselves with the film and books as a word.
It's one of a kind category in the world.
Yes.
Creative people, artist people, as I like to call them. So before we actually begin our conversation, I would like to show our audience some glimpses of IFP. Give me a few moments and let me show everyone a couple of glimpses of IFP.
Meanwhile, admin, can you mute everyone from the right participant pane? You can actually go and mute. So this becomes a seamless experience for people who are
super excited.
Very excited.
I'm pretty excited.
Super excited.
And the winner is...
All right. So I hope everyone loved the films, and it's just some moments that IFP creates every single year. And I'm personally witness to the euphoria and like the excitement that's there every year before 2 months to now. One second. I don't know what has started. Right, that's better. So Ritam, so with all this excitement that you create every year, I'm really curious. Like, tell me how was your background? How like what's your childhood like? Were you like a typical film kida ever since, or was it a passion that you developed over a period of time? And I want to know everything about it.
Okay.
When did your film journey start?
Okay. Hello, guys. I hope I'm audible. I'm audible well.
Ritam, I'm not able to hear you.
Okay. Am I audible now? I think yes. People are able to hear me. Yeah. Okay. Guys, so whoever can hear me, I just wanted to ask you who were the people that you could see in both the films that Asit had played. If you could just list the name of people whom you could see in the chat, and let's see how many of you could actually interact. Let's make it very interactive, and feel free to put the names in the chat itself. Who were the celebrities that you could see across? Ayushman Khurana, Bhuvan Bam. Oh, nice. People here recognize quite a few of them. Rajkumar Rao, Kanan Gill. Yes, so many names coming up. Nasruddin Ji, Bhuvan Bam, Kiku Sharda, Javed Akhtar, Divya Bharti nahi. She is Divya Datta, Nasruddin Shah, Rajkumar Rao. Good. Asit, are you able to hear me?
Give me a moment.
Mithila Palkar, Nawazuddin तो नहीं था यार. You'll again have to see. Anyways, I'll drop the link towards the end.
So Ritam, I think Asit is not there. I
Yes.
can take over in his absence.
Yes, he's just joining back. He just
Yeah.
called me. A lot of names coming up. Nice. How many of you watch web series apart from books and films? How many of you regularly watch web series? Just say yes in the comments. Varsha does, Shrenik, Murugesh, Namita. Oh, again, so many people. What's your favorite web series? Can you just list one web series in the chat until Asit joins back? Ah, I was so much expecting. Yeah, Panchayat, Taj Mahal, Family Man. Stories by Rabindranath Tagore, definitely. I think I saw that recently on Netflix. Earlier on Epic. Reunion. Yeah. Game of Thrones. इसके बिना ये लिस्ट इनकम्प्लीट था. No one for Suits. Suits नहीं. अरे यार, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Oh, Young Sheldon. Suits. Yes, all my favorite ones coming up. Suits. Yes. Harvey Specter. Barish. Secret Games. The 100 Friends. House of Cards. Yes. I think a lot of my favorite ones which are already turning up. Mirzapur. Nice. Ye Meri Family. I think one of my favorite ones from last 2 years has been Ye Meri Family. Definitely one of the finest ones that I've come across. Non-alcoholic breakup. Is that a web series? Person of interest, blacklist, Bus Cha Sudhi. Bus Cha Sudhi is what language?
These both are Gujarati's web series, Bas Cha Sudhi and Non-Alcoholic Breakup.
Oh, Gujarati web series. Nice. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Again, someone is just putting across all my favorite ones. Crown, Fleabag. Nice. Ooh. Great. Which is one film that you watched in the lockdown? So lockdown में आपने अभी ऐसा कौन सा फिल्म है जो अभी आपने देखा और आपको देख के मजा आ गया? One film that you all watched in lockdown. Beautiful Mind, The Platform, Trans, Forrest Gump, Parasite. Parasite, a lot of people would have watched recently since it's on Amazon Prime. Parasite, Men of Children, Eternal Sunshine, फिर हेरा फेरी. मैंने भी फिर हेरा फेरी देखा यार बहुत सालों बाद. 30-30 Bang Bang, Drive, Dead Poet Society. Dead Poet Society का रिव्यू मैंने बहुत अच्छा सुना है. हिलारो, कथा. वाओ. सब लोग क्या रोज रोज एक मूवी देखते हो क्या? सुपर 30. गुड. कहाँ पे देखते हो आप सब ये सारी फिल्म्स? नेटफ्लिक्स पे, Z5 पे, प्राइम वीडियोस पे? अंदाज अपना अपना. यार अंदाज अपना अपना देखनी है मेरे को. डेजिग्नेटेड सर्वाइवर. I haven't watched. YouTube, Telegram. How can you watch something on Telegram? Wow. Darshana is watching things on Telegram. TV, Netflix, Hotstar, Amazon. Telegram again. Kishan says Telegram. Telegram is what? Pirated films? आंखों देखी. आंखों देखी मतलब फिल्म का नाम बता रहे हो या आपने आंखों देखी आंख से फिल्म देखी था? टीवी. टीवी पे पक्का फिर हेरा फेरी देखा होगा. कड़वी हवा, गर्म हवा सुना है, कड़वी हवा नहीं सुना. ग्रेट ट्रेन रॉबरी. ओ नाइस. ओके. यूट्यूब, टेलीग्राम. Oh nice. End of the world movie, Contagion. How many of you watched Contagion recently? It's in the.
I've recently watched, and it's strikingly similar to what's happening right now.
Arey wow, entry. Okay. Yes. So Asit, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So your question was more about the childhood.
Yeah, like how did you get into this?
How did I get into this? Okay. So
I mean, from the beginning, like, were you always a film kida, or it something led to another, and you kind of got into this?
Okay. So I think since my childhood, I have been a very curiosity-driven person. I have always been a person who wanted to know everything about each thing around me. So about that, I think, lucky to be surrounded by my father, who's a scientist. He's an astrophysicist. So he has made one of the largest telescopes in India. And I've always seen science, physics, electronics at my home. So I always had an inclination, curiosity. Basically, कोई भी physics वाले होते हैं उनको हर चीज में बहुत curiosity होती है. How are things happening? So I always had a curiosity, and one of my curiosity was how are films made. Of course, since childhood, you've seen things on television in a cinema hall, but you always wonder what would be happening behind the set. And I think वो टीवी पे जब behind the scenes आते थे ना फिल्म के, which used to be a very early 2000 late 90s thing, when each film used to also showcase a 30-minute 60-minute behind the scenes on television.
Correct.
I used to be most attracted to something like this. I used to just watch it multiple times. So I don't remember कितनी बार मैंने कुछ कुछ होता है का behind the scene देखा होगा उस जमाने में. And I used to feel, I used to wonder how does it all happen? Someone is acting and suddenly एक film आ जाता है. So I think my early childhood was majorly about questioning everything around me. Uh, Post my schooling, I was a hostelite. I did my graduation from St. Xavier's in Ahmedabad. Uh, and one of the bigger things that happened with me in St. Xavier's, though I was in physics, I was a good student with physics and electronics as my major. One of the bigger things that happened with me was that I was randomly put into college fest organization committee. Of course, I had a lot of time, so I also wanted to do something to utilize that time. But more than that, randomly they put me into a sponsorship committee, and I was 18, 17-year-old guy, and I was tasked with the responsibility to bring some 30,000 rupees for the festival to happen. Otherwise, we had a surety that the festival might not happen. This is Xavier's Ka Kalfest.
Hmm.
Almost a week. I was new to Ahmedabad, so I used to catch up the normal regular AMTS bus, go to different areas wherein I recognized business owners. And I used to ask them for sponsorship, 5,000, 10,000 ka. And I think almost for first 7-8 days that I tried this, एक भी response नहीं. In fact, इतने rejection मैंने life में कभी fail, मतलब like I haven't seen so many rejections at a single week. 5, 6 businesses to face one new 5 new rejections. Until one day, I got from someone who luckily found my number from a business card, and he told me saying that you know what, I want to sponsor something. And आप मेरे stall पे आए थे, मैं नहीं था, मगर I think I find this a very interesting proposition. So मैं उनके पास गया और I had 10,000, which was a big deal. 10,000 का sponsorship college का लेके आना was a big deal back in those days. And I got so charged up that next 4-5-6 दिन के अंदर I got another 30,000-40,000 का sponsorship. I even remember the date to be very precise.
Wow.
And finally, I had my vice principal who came to me and said, you know what, finally, you've made this happen. Otherwise, हम लोग cancel करने वाले थे, but now we have the money for things to fall in place. So I think that experience changed my mindset, that from becoming from being a physics science person, I for the first time thought that I can actually do multiple things if I wish to. तब तक ऐसा था that I always thought I have learned physics. I have made smaller telescopes as a part of my school project. My father used to bring electronic circuits for me to learn across. So I used to do all those kind of stuff, and I thought I'll become a scientist or a researcher or a teacher because life fixed था, सब कुछ सीधा ही जाना था. But when this happened, and I thought something that I did which made a difference in life of few thousand people in my college, and something could be saved from not happening. I said, यार, you know, अब इतना कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया कि कुछ तो मैं अपने हिसाब से कर ही लूंगा अगर कर लूंगा. तो कॉलेज में आई देन फ्रॉम टेकिंग अप साइंस or from pursuing science further, I thought of pursuing management further. So after completing my BSc in electronics, I took up MBA. And while at MBA, I was interning with someone जहाँ पे I got a lot of exposure towards films. And for the first time, my curiosity got satisfied about knowing how a film is made, what are type of films. This is way back in 2008-9, wherein people thought advertisement को short films बोलते हैं, या short films को लोग documentaries बोलते थे. And if you told someone that you make films, people always thought that आप films बनाते होगे. So लोगों को कुछ idea ही नहीं था because YouTube was not there in India. Things were just picking up. Internet was very new. 256
Right.
kbps का line होता था. So this is that time where things were picking up. So I think my internship gave me a very big turn towards knowing what exactly about this entire films is, and coupled that with my entire experience of doing something like, so I thought that's something that next. So that was the idea of IIT. So that is a very small seed for getting people together, and and see if we can make a few components where and because we are not people from across the world, so we for example because we met people from and the first person I was Asit. And so I will be very honest here. I think if that day Asit wouldn't have said yes that he wanted to support the first Ahmedabad film project, it wouldn't have happened. So whatever it is today is all that has come from us being our first sponsor. I think after my college ka sponsorship that I did for 3 years, the next person I reached out to was Asit in 2011, and I went to him with a very vague idea of doing a 50-hour filmmaking challenge, calling it Ahmedabad Film Project. And he said कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट होगा, तो मेरा जो कॉस्ट था मैंने उनको बोल दिया, मैंने कहा इतना मेरा कॉस्ट होता है and this is what you'll have to spend. He said okay, I'll do that, but I just want to support something, because he was, I think, one of the only few people in Gujarat at that time who understood what the scenario was in the entertainment sector, and he was educating hundreds and thousands of at the time. So it made a lot of sense for us to collaborate with him. So I think my entire throughout of the project went from Asit's office when he said, okay, that's about, and if he wouldn't have sponsored, I would have actually given up on the idea.
Thank you.
And for me personally, Asit was the first brand or sponsor who came in for India Film Project, Ahmedabad Film Project back then. And currently we have some of the best brands on the initiative. So that's where I have
Right, but
started.
the first brand is always special, right?
Yeah, of course.
Sentimentally. But I still remember, Ritam, those days in 2011 where we were just kind of, envisioning. I was so excited about what you wanted to achieve. And I really understood that what you want to create is not just for one season or two, but it's going to last, many, many years forever. And trust me, guys, when Ritam talks about the journey from 2011 to 2019, it's been incredible. I mean, incredible is the word, because I have personally seen it. I personally seen him doing it from scratch to taking it to what it is right now.
Yes. So I think more than seeing, you have been a part of it from the very first year. I remember us sharing the dais in the first. So the first India Film Project has been very special for me in multiple ways. And one of them is it definitely gave me a very different kind of confidence when you, of course, came on board, and made me meet a lot of people whom I thought I haven't met. So my entire journey of getting the first jury member or getting the first guest on board, that has been always the most special one. So I don't feel the same kind of a thrill when someone says कि आयुष्मान ने हाँ बोल दिया है. I'm like, ठीक है, आयुष्मान ने हाँ बोल दिया. It's been 9 years. But first year में when someone said कि okay, एक sponsor आ गया है, या एक Sanjay Gadvi was the
Exactly. I remember we actually went and picked him up from the airport, and
from the airport, right. So he was the guest, and we were so thrilled about having Sanjay Gadvi. I don't know if I am ever so much thrilled about anyone else, but yes. So that journey has been completely on a different emotional level for me.
Same here, absolutely. I still remember most of the instances that happened in the first edition, and I have some funny moments also to share later on.
So I remember most of the participants from the first edition. I remember what they are up to. I don't remember people from recent editions, but from the first edition, I remember how much I paid for the hall. I remember how much I paid for the standees. Everything is there, intact in my brain. Yeah.
Exactly. One funny incident I would like to recall on the day of our preview, actually. So the competition was over, and we were going to announce the winners and all. So on that day, we had, I believe we had booked Wide Angle. And so we had hosted our first, kind of awards night there. And I remember calling a very VIP guest, and I received him at the entrance, and I actually led him all the way to the top, row of the theater. In my mind, I thought that the back row is the best row. So I should, seat my VIP guest in that row. But in 5 minutes, he left because he felt that, oh, they're making me sit all the way to the back. So that was a learning experience and like a funny moment for me.
Absolutely. Priyanshi is saying when it's becoming international film project. Very soon, Priyanshi, I think I'll come to that soon.
Yeah. So before we get to all that, we want to hear more about, the stories behind the stories. Like, what happens when Ayushman, comes over. We want to, hear about some funny moments. We want to hear about behind the scenes. Like you were curious about behind the scenes of all the films. We are curious about what happens behind the scenes of IFP now.
Okay. So one of the things that I have particularly made ourselves very aware is that we have not been entertaining a lot of tantrums from people, especially from the people who usually call themselves celebrities. A lot of, and I've always seen that people who are actually celebrities like Ayushman and Rajkumar, they have zero tantrums. I have personally seen them being at IFP for calling them for an hour or two, and they spend half a day with us at the festival. They go down to the audiences, meet them, they interact so well with the press, everything happens so smoothly. But there are so many so-called celebrities, and I won't name them, but I've had a couple of funny experiences. So I remember when we used to do the festival in Ahmedabad, we had one of our jury members who had flown down from Bombay. And apparently, because they were jury, they were there for the award ceremony. They were supposed to be staying with us for a day or so. Uh, and they were put up at Hayat, and they ended up staying there for 5 days. They utilized every free and paid service at the hotel, including spa, room, salon, everything. And 5 days later, when they left, where they had to twice rebook their flight, when they left us into a six-digit bill, which
Oh
was
my
crazy.
God.
So, and recently, I think last year we had an actress who had come up. She brought along her makeup guy along with her, and the makeup guy came to me and he tells me that, I am representing XYZ actress, and I just want to brush her and make sure that she looks pretty on the stage. I said, हाँ हाँ करो. तो वो गया, उसने थोड़ा सा ब्रश किया, थोड़े से बाल बनाए, and he comes to me next after 10 minutes and says, sir, ये 45,000 का बिल है मेरा.
Oh my God.
And he says कि बिल क्लियर नहीं करोगे तब तक वो स्टेज पे नहीं चढ़ेगी. So uh, so behind the scene things that happen, and which is very much expected from industry like this, but I think that was something crazy that has happened. Moreover, I think with most of the reputed actors and actresses, my experience has been very good. One, they understand why are they going to be at a festival like this. Second, they usually do a lot of research about the audiences and the subjects. So I've never seen someone. So I remember especially, uh, Karthik Aryan. He called me up a day before and he spoke to me for 45 minutes for a 45-minute long session. I was like, इतना टेंशन मत लो, but he's like, नहीं मुझे ये भी जानना है, मुझे ये भी पूछना है, मैं ऐसा बोलूंगा चलेगा, नहीं बोलूंगा चलेगा. So I think that is a lot of difference that comes with extra.
I would want to request Avni Madhwani to please mute the audio, or the host, if you can please mute. Yeah. Sorry, Ritam, go ahead.
Yeah. So, two specific things that I'm remembering right now, specific experiences. One was with the jury and other was with the actress. Pranjal is saying you should not have allowed her to come on the stage. I so wish, but then everyone points a finger to a festival and asks why was someone invited and not on the stage.
Yeah.
So, yes, and we did pay her makeup fees.
So tell us some gossip now. Any gossip that you heard at IFP or saw at IFP before it came to the media?
Not as such. This year though, we had a lot of people who made. So this year ka lineup mein we had Nasruddin Shah, we had Javed Akhtar and Farah Bhaskar, and तीनों का session एक के बाद एक था. So that was crazy because all three of them have a very different political views,
Right.
very anti-establishment views, and they made statement on stage because they seldom get such a huge stage with 3, 4, 5,000 people sitting in front of them in a single room. So that is crazy. I think I read everything next day in the paper and all the blogs wherein people were quoting Nasruddin Shah as anti-national. I said, "अरे रे, ये तो मेरे वहाँ पे ही हो गया." So controversies which erupted. One thing that I remember very, it's not a gossip again, but Bhuvan Bam came to IFP last year in 2018, and he got his own Merc, and while he was leaving from IFP from the parking lot, I think more than 250 fans just mobbed him and broke his windshield. And
My goodness.
that from a safety point of view, of course, it is something that I feel very embarrassed about. But at some point, I also feel very happy about something like this, which has been happening. It shows how and where the festival has been growing, though it's a very insecure way of treating your friends. But yeah, so I've had uh, that madness.
Must be crazy during those few days.
Yeah, those 2 days of India Film Project are very crazy because so many people with so much emotions coming in. Because when you see your favorite actor or a star or a writer in and just approachable to you, there are a lot of people who just feel that they want to go to them and talk to them personally. And a lot of people who fly down from different cities and countries just to see them, a glimpse of these people. So you have to balance between letting them inside, not letting them inside, letting them meet, not letting them meet. So I think that has been always a controversial thing for us.
Yeah, that's correct. So even new age, very popular actors now, Vicky Kaushal, Ishan Khattar, they're all pretty cool. Like, how do they, any tantrums? What like, or very smooth?
No, no, no. I think they are much, much more helpful, much, much more understanding. So I have had, I think, one of my best experiences with all of them. As I said, even with Kartik Aaryan or say Vicky Kaushal at IFP, I've had a very uh, down to earth experience with all of them. No tantrums, being there on time, uh, always giving their best to the audiences, making sure that they are not talking unrelated things. I think that's what majorly comes from most of these celebs. So, as I said, the people who actually are celebrities, they are the people who usually do not create any kind of problems or tantrums.
Right. Yeah, the so-called celebrities are the ones who
Yes.
do all those things. I know, I'm also aware. So, what like having managed so many editions, having interacted with thousands of filmmakers around the world,
Right.
what is your take? What's your perspective? What's your advice to the current aspiring filmmakers? We would like to really listen to that.
So, filmmakers, I'll say, I don't classify people as filmmakers anymore. I usually call them creators because filmmaking as a word, I think, has depreciated over the last couple of years. So, no one is a filmmaker as such anymore. So, there are people I know who also animate and make films, people who write and make films, people who create vlogs and make films, for example. There are a lot of people who are writers and dancers. There are a lot of people who are photographers and singers. So people have been doing a lot of cross uh, uh, talent stuff in this field. So I think for me, majorly what uh, has been happening is that the entire new phenomena of creator outburst is happening, wherein suddenly a person who is a 20-year-old realizes that he does not want to become a banker, but he wants to, or he doesn't want to become a teacher, or he doesn't want to do a corporate job without giving a shot at becoming a creator. Once they become, they try, they go on YouTube, on Instagram, they try and see if they can crack it. Unless they fail miserably is when most of them give up and then take up further studies. Otherwise, मैंने देखा है कि आजकल a lot of people have been trying to create content, and what is happening because of this is, of course, बहुत सारा खराब content आ रहा है, but बहुत सारा अच्छा content भी निकल रहा है इसमें से. So that entire idea of filmmaking has now, I'll say, has elevated to a completely different level of creation. How I see things is that, so how we evolved as humans, very different from other species, is that we could create. So we could create vessels, we could create toys, we could create smaller homes, huts, we could create weapons, we could create fire. So we were the people who were a species of creation. And humans as such for a longer time have always been creators. They've always been creating since their existence. They have actually been surviving and being one of the toughest species because they could create. What suddenly started happening since last 100, 200, 300 years is that instead of creators, we started becoming consumers, which means that we wanted certain people to create and most of us to consume. So I think when I was in especially I think in 90s this entire trend picked up very well because certain people started calling themselves filmmakers. So सबको ऐसा लगता था कि अगर तुम फिल्म मेकर नहीं हो, अगर तुम फिल्म स्कूल में नहीं गए, तो you are not a, you cannot make a film. Same with photographers. I think one of the bigger things that people thought was that if you are not a certified photographer, if you are not clicking wedding pictures, तो आप फोटोग्राफर नहीं हो. इसीलिए हमारे घर में कोई भी फंक्शन होता था, so हम फोटोग्राफर को बाहर से बुलाते थे, हम फिल्म मेकर को बाहर से, वीडियोग्राफर को बाहर से बुलाते थे. सो हमारे लिए यूजुअली एवरीथिंग वाज आउटसोर्स बिकॉज हम सिर्फ कंज्यूम करते थे, हम क्रिएट नहीं करते थे. एंड दैट वाज अ बिगर डिफरेंस दैट हैपेंड लास्ट 200-300 years. Suddenly, with technology and internet coming in, humans realized कि यार ये सब तो ठीक है, बट मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कि शायद मैं कंज्यूमर की जगह क्रिएटर बन सकूँ. And people started trying. So the first interaction that people had with trying was writing blogs. I think blogs were the first place wherein a lot of people realized that I can write, I can create, and a lot of people can consume. And that trend started hitting from blogs. Then YouTube came in. Before YouTube, a lot of people went to Flickr and Facebook and other websites and started uploading their photography pictures and started getting hundreds of thousands. Clicked on YouTube आया तो people started uploading videos. फिर Instagram आया, TikTok आया. So धीरे धीरे technology made people realize that they can always not just consume but also can create. So from 20 years back, from a entire society of consumers, जहाँ पे कुछ 1000 लोग 2000 लोग बॉम्बे में बैठ के फिल्म्स और टीवी सीरियल्स बनाते थे और सब करोड़ों लोग देखा करते थे. वी हैव कम टू अ प्लेस जहाँ पे at least in India there are more than 5 crore people who are creating content for the other 130 crore people. So I think that dynamics have been changing, and this is the best time for anyone to create, to go out and create. I think this is the time jahan pe if you are any kind of talent that you possess, it could be either storytelling, it could be आजकल तो बहुत सारे नए फील्ड आ गए हैं, तो storytelling is something which has been picking up well in India. It could be even composing original indie music. It could be singer songwriter, a single person singing and composing. All those things are now open at. अभी नेक्स्ट 2-3-5 साल में जो लोग वहाँ पे जाके कुछ नया कर पाएंगे, बीट फिल्म मेकिंग, फोटोग्राफी, storytelling, writing, acting, all those, TikToking, which is also now a profession called professional TikTokers, vloggers. So people who can go there and build their own niche audience, they'll survive for a longer time. So I think that's the entire change that has happened in the content. So even with IFP, when we started in 2011, short films were a new thing. Like people were like, "Acha, short films." Matlab people thought either they are advertisements or they are documentaries. So we had to tell people that short films are basically fiction that happens in a smaller time. Versus just in 9 years, the entire definition has changed. I think short films ऐसा हो गया है कि watch them left, right, and center. इतना ज़्यादा short film का consumption हो चुका है. So I think that entire idea of creation has changed. And everyone who's actually listening this today, if you think that you're good at something talent-wise, don't give it up without giving it a try. I'll say at least एक ट्राई तो बनता है, एक नहीं तुम 3 ट्राई कर लेना. अगर तुम्हारे पास टाइम है तो अच्छा ट्राई कर लेना बिफोर गिविंग इट, बिकॉज नेक्स्ट 5 years में यू आर गोइंग टू सी अ बूम एंड यू विल regret if you are not doing something new right now.
Right. So Ishani's question is, what about advertisements?
What about advertisements?
Yeah. What's your take on advertisements, the prospects, and
So advertising, if you mean video advertisements, do you mean video advertisements? Yes. So video advertisements, again, we are undergoing a phase जहाँ पे advertisements were only limited to bigger brands. So हम लोग Coke, Pepsi ऐसे बड़े बड़े advertisements ही देख के बड़े हुए हैं, right? अगर if you remember 90s में hardly 30-50 odd brands in India who used to advertise. By 2020 there are maybe say 1,000 brands in India who advertise. And next 10 साल में ये 1,000 से 50,000 पहुंचने वाला है, because now each business will understand that advertising is necessary. अभी बहुत सारे businesses ऐसे हैं जो family businesses हैं, जहाँ पे जब younger generation overtake करेगी, they will bring a completely new perspective, and they'll convince their parents why they want to advertise and not just depend on sales and distribution anymore, and not just limited to newspaper advertisements, but they'll play more with YouTube advertisements, more with Instagram advertisements. So the entire future of advertisement is again going to bust, because पहले आप सिर्फ एडवर्टीजमेंट टीवी पे कर पाते थे, फिर आप न्यूज़पेपर पे कर पाते थे, रेडियो पे कर पाते थे. अब आप यूट्यूब, फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, स्नैप, टिकटॉक, LinkedIn, there is not a single place where you can't advertise. I'm talking about video advertisement.
Correct.
So I think I see a lot of scope for advertisements. So if you are in a field of advertisement, you will get a lot of new clients. You will see suddenly smaller businesses wanting to create videos. And I think even at IFP, that's what we have been getting. We get a lot of small businesses who reach out to us on our general email ID, writing saying that I'm a spice maker, or I make this branding company, and I want to get advertisement. This is always seen upward.
Right. Marmik is asking if IFP is looking to produce shows and web series in the future.
Yes. So shows, definitely. Web series, I'm not sure about. There are enough people who are doing that, and we don't want to go into production. But we are definitely looking at single episodic shows to be produced, not necessarily video shows. We are looking more at audio shows as a category to go across. Video is usually suddenly, or no, I'll not say even suddenly. It's been a while that I started listening to podcasts. And podcasts are such an amazing medium. I just love the way podcasts are. They are so non-intrusive. They don't want your attention. They can be playing in the background. You can be doing your work, and there's so much of knowledge that comes in from podcasts. So I think I want IFP to be in that zone wherein we are producing more of audio stuff and less of video stuff. I think there are a lot of people anyways doing videos, and we would want to be differentiating ourselves. But yes, I think also open to video shows if we have something very nice in concept.
Great. And you would want to share the talk show that Megha hosts. But before we move to that, let me tell the audience that Ritam is married to the very popular RJ Megha. And what I've known of Megha is that she's been one of the most bubbly and the happiest person that I've always met in life. And together they make a very wonderful, creative and happy couple. And if you guys want demonstration of that, check their Facebook pages, because every birthday, the kind of creative gifts that they give each other is amazing. Right, Rita? So tell me, how did you meet Megha?
So again, very interesting. So Megha was already working as an RJ since 2007, and 2011 on the first day of India Film Project, because we thought that we were doing something very creative. We reached out to every media house, asking them to send their journalists and RJs, and eventually one of the invitation landed at Radio Mirchi's desk. And though Megha ka show is a morning show, and our inauguration with Sanjay Gadvi was going to happen in the evening, her producer pushed her a lot and said, I think this is something very different happening in Ahmedabad. And this is way back when Ahmedabad did not have a lot of art related things which were happening. So this was one of the festival that stood out. And he said, I think Sanjay Gadvi wahan aa raha hai, and you should go and interview. So in spite of whatever her resistance was to not go after her office hours, she came down to interview me. That's the first day we met. That was the first day that IFP started. So on a single day, two things started for me, of course, and she's been still interviewing me for last 9 years now. So for me, on a single day, IFP ka journey as well as my entire personal life ka journey with Megha started together. She has been one of the most celebrated RJs across Gujarat, and she does a lot of things for us at IFP. I don't, of course, thank her enough for what she does, but she's been the backbone for us for almost as long as I remember. Since the first year, from interviewing to hosting to taking care of a lot of things for us at the festival.
So I know that you both are very busy. How do you manage your personal life with her and your professional life?
So I keep traveling a lot. I keep traveling a lot because of my major all our clients and brands being in Bombay and Bangalore and Delhi. So I keep on traveling almost every week in these three cities, and I usually make sure that I spend my weekend in Ahmedabad. वो तो बनता है, weekend कहीं और मुझसे spend नहीं होता. Uh, so one of the key things that we have been doing is, one, of course, we come up from a very similar field, so that helps us a lot. I think she knows IFP inside out. Uh, I know her field. I can help a lot in her field as well. She helps me a lot in my field, so that's definitely a plus plus. Uh, Apart from that, I think both of us have cultivated our hobbies very well, and we help each other in our hobbies as well. So, for example, for me, the distinction between personal and professional life comes up. जहाँ पे I keep on learning a lot of new things. I keep on doing things that suddenly give me a kick. I have been one of the largest Lego collectors in India. So I buy a lot of Lego stuff. I keep on making those Legos, and Mega is always a help for doing that together. Uh, I have a lot of huge Hot Wheels collection, though she doesn't like it at all. But more than 700, 800 cars that I collected till now. Apart from that, she is recording a lot of audio shows recently, which I've been helping her with packaging and producing. Apart from that, she did a show for us at IFP, which she hosted with the celebrities. It's called Talk Shop. You can find it on YouTube. So we have a very intervening work-life pattern. For example, recently I just learned the art of drawing mandala. So I've been drawing a lot of paintings in mandala. So if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a lot of paintings and mandalas that I've been doing since last month and a half. And she's always been the person who gets me things arranged. She gets me all the colors, papers, designs. She sends me all the possible designs that I can paint. Aaj ka bhi she has sent me a list of 5 6 designs. I'll choose one and paint. So that's how it works. It's been like, on a personal level, she always makes sure that our hobbies coincide with each other. So it's much easier for us.
So the question is, who's the boss in the house?
I don't speak in the house. I don't get paid for speaking. She gets paid for speaking. So I am not the boss for sure.
Right. And so, any books that you've been reading lately, or anything else that you've been, except the mandala thing? Any other creative stuff you've been doing?
So this quarantine period, I used it very intelligently. I couldn't read much of books because I am currently at my hometown. I'm not in my home, so most of my books are lying there. My books and my Legos are lying there. So I, of course, painting and mandala is something new that I learned. A lot of tutorials I've been referring to, and making sure that I paint one thing every day after my office hours. So usually, abhi 7:30 se 8:30 I'll paint something. I think. Uh, Books, I haven't read something off late. The last book that I read was a couple of months back. It was called Open by Andre Agassi. I also play tennis, lawn tennis, so I had a huge affinity towards that book. So much of relatability that I had out of it. In fact, I think in my list of some of the best books that I've read, Open definitely comes on the top. It's something I've read. Apart from that, I've been कौन सा book पढ़ा है अभी? मेरे पास book का होगा. I think अभी recently इसके पहले I read a book called Dreams from My Father. It was Barack Obama's book that he's written. Again, a fantastic book. A lot of things that he's tried to cover. And my all-time favorite book, one book that I keep on gifting everyone, it remains to be Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson. That's a book I would have read at least 4 times till now. I think from my first brush in the college library to abhi tak, it has been one of the best books I've had come across. Majorly, the kind of books that I like are books which are based on a life of a person. So I'm less of a fiction, more of a docu zone person. So I like watching films which are biopics. I like reading books which are either biographies or autobiographies. So I think that's the zone. I don't remember last fiction कब पढ़ा होगा. I don't see last 3-4 साल से कुछ भी fiction पढ़ा होगा. Most of them are. In fact, I got a book from you which was called Zero, which is Peter Thiel's books. remember something I was reading recently was Chris Anderson's TED Talks, The Art of Public Speaking. So most of the books have been either in the biography or a teaching zone.
So Namita here wants to know which book would you love to make a film on?
Which book would I love to make a film on?
Film on.
Which book? अरे आजकल तो हर फिल्म बुक का फिल्म बन ही चुका है. I think difficult to guess, but something I recently liked a lot was Rabindranath Tagore's short stories becoming short films. So they've come up as episodes on Netflix. So something would be short stories by um, maybe Hindi writers, Hindi authors from that zone. I think Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, someone, Premchand ki kahaniyan, if I have someday I get to make a film, I would just pick up his stories and make them into short films. For me, I think that would be something. I think revenue stamp by Amrita Pritam again is a book in that zone.
All right. I want to understand with whatever is going on right now in the world and everybody being at home. I know that the OTT platforms like Netflix, Prime, Hotstar, Z5, each of the OTT platform is doing amazing and
Right.
they're producing and buying content like anything.
Right.
So that gives a very good opportunity for a content maker, creator. I'm not using the word filmmaker again. Content creator to sell his or her ideas or films to the OTT audience. But my question is, what happens to the traditional multiplexes? What happens to theaters? What happens because people are going to be very careful now? What do you see? Because multiplexes for films, feature films are going to be very important.
Right. I think multiplexes won't have a long-term effect on this. Definitely, a short-term effect is going to be for everything, right, from restaurants to cafes to any public place. But I don't see a long-term effect because most of the OTTs they have been existing for last 3 years now, and they have been heavily spending on creating original shows, nice stories, and a lot of advertising that they've been putting across. But traditionally, the number of revenue that multiplexes get and the number of people who go to watch films in multiplexes, that has been going up year by year. So I don't see a slack coming in that industry because I personally cannot watch a film on a mobile phone or a laptop. Either it has to be a large television or it has to be a theater. So I think that experience of watching a film in a large theater is going to be staying for much longer. What might happen is that people might skip smaller, lesser known star wala films or small budget films because they will want to watch those films on television and keep their money and all their risk for theaters only for larger films. So, for example, I can imagine that Suryavanshi coming in with 500, 600 crores. People will go to watch that, but people might not go to watch a film, a smaller film, say Ki Shorma or something like this. So
Right.
that will change. I think that is going to change. How many of you, यहाँ पे जितने लोग active, how many of you think that in next 6 months you will go to theater and watch a film? Comments me. You can just say yes or no. Next 6 months, if you think you are going to go and watch a film. Trenik Shah doesn't want.
Yeah, Shanik Bhai says he won't.
He won't. Monica will go. She's saying she'll go. Heart says yes, mind says no yet. But mind will also follow your heart very soon. Priyanshi Patel, I will. Okay. Geetika is no. Asit is like I am going. I know. So I see at least for next 6 months it's going to affect with lot. I'm waiting desperately. It has a better experience going. Asit. Nice. So a lot of people who I'll say will go in next 6 months, and of course it will become normal for routine for people to go after 6 months or so.
So I'm guessing that basically the film industry is probably on pause right now, and eventually it's going to go back to what it was.
Yes, I think more or less most of the industries will 90% go back to normalcy. Of course, 10% difference you will see because a lot of people might not want to might want to avoid public places, but I don't see a point how long you can avoid. You need to travel, you need to catch flights, you need to catch trains or buses, everything is a public place. So I don't see how much can people ignore such spaces. But yeah, I'm sure थोड़ा बहुत affect होने वाला है.
Yeah, true. So one last question I have, and then the audience can ask their questions. So last question is, where do you see IFP heading in the next few years? I know, it's gone from here to all the way here. What's next?
So what's next? I will say we have been preparing since a year to go international. So we have been willing to explore ourselves in at least next two more continents by in next 2 years. Though plan was to go in 2020, but I don't see अभी तो कुछ हो रहा है. I think by 2022 or 23 we'll be in two to three more continents present. We are changing our entire way of how we used to think. So from being a filmmaker community, we went on to become a creator community, and that made a lot of difference. So from a community which was only for filmmakers and film enthusiasts, right now IFP is being perceived as a community which is for creators. So and now the entire idea is of giving back to creators. How can we help people in our community to earn more, to leverage themselves more in the community? So three major things that have been happening is, as I said, one is of course going international. Second is making people in the community earn out of us, and the third is to make the shift happen and make people understand that you are not just a photographer or filmmaker, but you are a creator, and that's how it's a way of living. So creator is just like an entrepreneur. A creator has a way of life and is not someone who's always looking for desperately uh, a desperation of work. So I think that's the sweet space that we think we need to be going now.
Cool. All right. So audience, anyone has any questions, please turn on your video and audio and ask Rhythm.
Now you can even ask in the chat.
Yeah. I guess I've covered most of the questions.
Yes.
So Karma team, ABC team, if you guys have any questions. So Ria is asking, how does one begin podcasting?
So podcasting is very simple. Um, you need to download an app called Anchor. Anchor is an app by Spotify, and Anchor, if you record a podcast and you publish, it goes across Google, it goes across iTunes, it goes across every big podcast possible, and it's completely free of cost. What you need for podcasting is one, understanding your audience. For whom are you creating a podcast? And second, be very specific to your topic. Why are you creating a podcast? So I hear a couple of podcasts which I can recommend. One is called Advertising is Dead, which is by Varun Dugirala. It's available on IVM podcast and of course across Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. It's a podcast which is only about the new form of advertising, and it has been more than 60 episodes old. But each episode, you will not find a single variation from what the entire podcast was made for. So the entire idea of the podcast is talking about alternate advertising mechanisms, and that's what they have been doing, especially for the agency culture. Cyrus does a podcast which is about lifestyle, and he does it very well. Again, I think it's called Cyrus. I forgot the name. Uh, I personally listen to a podcast called Lego Podcast. So Lego does a lot of podcasts, and they only focus on a particular model. So each podcast is about a particular series of models. So if they are doing something on Star Wars, they'll have 20 episodes only about Star Wars. So I think podcasting, what you need more is consistency. What you need more is a particular audience which is going to look for you. I think technically podcasting is not at all difficult. You can download the Anchor app. It's called ANCHOR by Spotify, and you can become a podcaster within the next few minutes. It's as simple.
Namita wants to know whether for being a filmmaker, does one require to go to an institute? She wants to know, how can a person start?
How can a
creating
person start? So there are two major ways I see of starting anything. One, this is not limited to a creative field. This is related to any field as such. One is to go through a formal education process. which a lot of singers go through a formal education, a lot of dancers go through a formal education, filmmakers, photographers go through a formal education process. The second is training yourself, assisting a lot of people and training yourself. So, for example, a lot of people in film industry, what they do is they join as assistant directors. They slog themselves 5 years, 7 years as an assistant director, 10 years as an assistant director. They become an associate director, and that's how they become a director. And this again happens across most of the industries. स्पेशली क्रिएटिव इंडस्ट्री में ज़्यादा होता है बिकॉज यहाँ पे फॉर्मल एजुकेशन की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है. So I definitely don't think you need to be going to an institute. It can be one of the way, but it doesn't, if you ask me, it doesn't help you as much as it consumes you, because institutes are very costly. You pay a lot of money, and this industry is not a very high paying industry, so you don't make so much amount of money back, so you'll be just debt ridden for a lot of years in your life. So I think uh, not going to institute versus assisting, if I had to choose, if I was at a place where I had to make a decision, I would have gone for assisting people, reaching out to people, right kind of people, asking them for assistance if I can be a part of their set, of their film. It just needs one break. Once you are into something, then it's very easy to break into the circle. So I think formal education versus informal, mein creative field mein I'll always choose experience. So one of the good examples would be Advait Chandan. So I don't know how many of you know about him. So he made a film called Secret Superstar. And how many of you have seen Secret Superstar? यहाँ पे I'll give you a very, I'll share a very interesting insight about it. So Navita Shenik, yeah. Okay. So Secret Superstar was a film which was made on a budget of 7 crores. And that film went on to earn more than 900 crores. That is the highest ROI any film would have made in India in last 100 years of cinema. So one of the things about Secret Superstar, especially Advait Chandan, is that he used to assist Amir Khan on a lot of his projects. He also used to do a lot of short films by whatever saving his money and producing them. Until one day Amir Khan liked one of his short films and said, "Why don't you look for something in long term, and why don't you write a film that I can help you with?" And he wrote a film which was produced by Amir Khan and went on to become one of the highest, I think, earning films of Indian cinema, second highest after Dangal, to be specific. So I think I don't see formal education being a thing for films.
Right. Nikita wants to know video editing software and studio setup for home. I think I could probably answer that.
I think yes, you are the best person.
So video editing software for beginners, you could start with Adobe Premiere, but you also have After Effects, you have Final Cut Pro. There are a couple of editing tools, but primarily it's these three.
Video editing, I think nowadays a lot of mobile software, especially if you're shooting something on mobile, the mobile has become quite powerful in editing. I think my mobile takes lesser time to render something than my laptop. So in spite of my laptop being much more advanced, my mobile still renders a full HD in few seconds.
Yeah. So it's been
What?
it's very easy now.
Okay,
Right,
Nikita
so-
is asking what kind of setup is required for starting a studio at home. Again, Asif bhai, I think you will be the right person. Nikita, are you asking about a video set studio, or are you asking about an audio studio or
I
a
think
design studio?
asking about the video because her earlier question was regarding
Or about
video
video.
editing.
Okay, Asif bhai would be the right person for that. Again, he has a studio with more than 100 of PCs. So
So yeah, so essentially, you first go through learning the softwares, and later on, it's not much. You could just have a Mac machine or a very high-end PC workstation to set up the studio and start working. All right. So any other questions?
anyone?
Sure. So Shrenik Bhai wants to meet you, Ritam.
Definitely. Abhi to I don't know when are we going to meet, at least for next 2 months. But let's connect. I think let's connect on Instagram. That's the best way of taking it ahead, and then we can get on a phone call. Training by is not in a hurry. Okay, definitely. तो आप wait करो अभी 2 महीने.
Great. So thank you so much, Ritam. I think it was wonderful talking about everything, different aspects of filmmaking, the IFP journey, your personal journey, and all of it. So over to Team Karma.
I need
or
to thank
Ritam for closing remarks.
Priyanshi and her
Hi.
team. Is it Priyanshi? Priyanshi, thank you
Yes,
so
I'm
much.
right.
Thank you so much for inviting me. So much fun. In fact, I have to be thankful to you because it's been long that I and Asit connected so much on something. Usually we just pick up the phone and speak about business.
Yes,
It
thank
was
you,
fun.
Priyanshi.
Yeah,
No, thank you, Asit, and thank you, Ritam. I've been seeing all the wonderful work that you've been doing, and there was a wish to host you once and to hear your stories. Now, thanks to the lockdown, we've been able to hear and see you both. So, thank you, Asit, for connecting us. You've been an excellent moderator, enjoyed the session thoroughly, and Ritam.
Priyanshi, I think you went on mute.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm saying, Asit, you had moderated the session very well. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And Ritam, a lot of your fans are waiting to see you in person, and they would like to ask you more questions, understand more about your journey, about films, short films, so on and so forth. So thank you once again to all the
thank you
participants.
guys.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Stay home, stay safe.